Hello. Good morning. Okay, let's get going. Right, that's why we're here. Let's get coding. Okay, let me just check if all my streaming stuff works. Seems okay. Seems okay. Fantastic. Okay, let's get going, guys. I mean, actually, did I change my... Yes, I did. Okay, well, we are doing some more UI stuff, so I might as well just start. So I spent a lot of time yesterday on the UI. To give you an idea, after I finished the after I finished with all the stream yesterday, I spent about another 4 or 5 hours or something on the game, jumping between UI and some other things my wife was busy with. But yeah, there was a lot of extra work done off stream, but I'm happy because I don't feel like UI is the most exciting anyway. So the fact that we could get something done feels good. Okay. So far, I managed to get the more character stats working, and I'm currently working on this UI for the level up. But it's quite a thing. The biggest issue I have is just there's just so much stuff that goes into building this. Okay, so I'm using obviously my existing UI as reference. So this is what I've done so far. Now, these things might be way too big. I'm not quite sure. We'll see. We'll see how the scaling and things like that work out. But for now, this is the size we get. This seems ridiculous, right? This skill points thing. I think I can definitely squeeze that down. But anyway, so let's see. We have space for the name, the portrait, these things. We just need a button to show character stats. Then we need this for skill points. So let's go in here and we drag in a button. Okay, and this button looks terrible. Okay, let's see. This is the... Alright, well, we haven't actually started naming these things. We'll do that now. This will just show more character stats button. Okay, and the text on this button is pretty straightforward. Show more stats. Something like that. And we can make it look like something, I guess. Let's see. So we can increase the text size. I mean, that's not too bad. Right, something like that. Now, I do need to work on the padding and all this good stuff, because some of this stuff looks a bit meh. Let me just see this specific one. Okay, we don't have a good background here. I wonder if I can give it a background, if that'll look. Yeah, okay, so that's how. Yeah, I should actually. I think. Okay, but show more character stats, that's fine. Let's see if we can find the whole thing. So this is the character stats. Yo, this guy. I am doing well, thank you. How about you? let's see if we can't give this whole thing a little bit more of an actual color. It might become something that's not a color in the future, but for now. Oh, you know what I did? This is the stuff I changed to like red or blue or whatever the color was for the different characters. You've been busy the last couple of days, I presume. It feels like you pop in for 2 seconds and then you run off to go save the world. Is it a long weekend? Do you guys have a public holiday or something? Or is it just long because of your in-laws? Normal 2 days, but it feels like 4. Ah, okay, cool. Monday, and you made it even longer. A teacher-only day. Oh, that's nice. Do you guys... Okay, I'm just curious now. So out of curiosity, the schooling in New Zealand, when does the school year start? Do you guys also go... Like in South Africa, what we do is we start around January and we end around December. Okay, so you guys do the same. So there's normally a long school holiday or break over like December with Christmas and all that jazz. Okay. 6 weeks. Okay, so it's the same as us. Yeah, because I'm always confused when I think about the school year in like the US, or I think it's a Northern Hemisphere thing where they like start in August, the new year, and then I'm like, what? That makes no sense. Okay, so how did I do this? I think I make this white or something, right? Yeah. This does seem like a thing. I mean, obviously this is way too harsh. I need to round some of these, but yeah. So that's red, that's white, and then if I give it a border. Well, first of all, let's give it a radius. That also helps already. Oh, lack of playing with some UI. Ah, okay. So if I change, okay, that's good. So padding helps. Let's make the padding 15 as well. Yeah, then the things don't ride right on the edges there. This already looks better. And okay, that part is fine. So this text all needs to be black. It's not entirely what I wanted. Okay, so this text is black. Yeah, something like that. I guess does that look similar to what I did here? Yeah, kinda does. Okay, so actually I didn't even do. It wasn't. Am I now? No, get out of the headings. It wasn't actually this visual element. It was this one, or even this one that had a background and a border. Okay, so we could change that. Where the hell am I? Okay, so if we just get rid of this again. Yeah, just get rid of that. Then we can give this one a background. If we wanted. It's kind of just a border, right? At this point. But what we can do, let's see if we give it some padding. No, that's the border padding. That's not what I wanted. This padding. Okay. So it's not margin, it's padding that we want, right? Oh, that actually doesn't move. Huh. Interesting. Okay. This one makes it smaller. Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah, I don't really want any one of those, right? Yeah. So maybe for the chicken. How do I make this thing just be a square? Come on, man. Just be a square. If I make these things auto, I think... Yeah, I mean, that looks terrible. I wanted to stretch... I wanted to have the aspect ratio of the picture. Like, I don't know how. Oh, maybe this is the problem. Cover. Percentage. Contain. Pixels. None of this does anything. Okay, what did this do? So this scaled it to the height. Yeah, why are these things not doing anything? Come on. So this is up and down, actually. If I change it to be like this, and I do stretch. How do I make you just be a square that folds everything? Do I need to grow in each direction? Maybe that's the problem. I do. Okay, but the width... may result in empty spaces on either side. Okay, so how do I then make the... Okay, maybe this is just not something you can actually do. Either way, I want to do it. So how is that 80 by 80 pixels? Can anybody explain this to me? Size 80 pixels by 80 pixels. But it's clearly not... Or maybe it's because I let it grow. Okay, it seems like it is that. Okay, let's just make this thing 100 by 100 for now. And let's get rid of... I think it's because... It is just a visual element. So I think if I had a visual element, so if it's inside of another visual element, then I might have been able to do something interesting. I think. So now what we can do is we can just take out the background, right? Theoretically. Now let's look if we cannot make this thing. So we align it center. Okay, we make it 100 by 100. Now if we take that one and we give it a background tint, that looks okay, and then we can make it center everything. Doesn't really want to center anything. Okay, and if I change the padding, yeah. Then that can happen. I'm just fooling around. This is not great, but this is me figuring it out. Yeah, so we can put a 20 radius on that thing. And what we should be able to do... I don't want it to be that big, the white space. Let's see. Okay, so obviously we can make this smaller. This smaller. If we just make that 0. Oh yeah, if we add now... Okay, let's just add 5 padding to all the sides. Yeah, that looks way better. Okay. I got it. Okay, we can also give this thing a radius, right? There we go. That was quite a long time. So the stream's been going for 20 minutes and I did it. Okay, let's see. So this guy over here, let's give it a background as well. Just white. Okay, let's give it a... let's not worry about the padding. Radius of 20. Then it looks something like that. So I want a gap between these two. Right, so that would mean I need just like a bit of something here. 10 pixels on that side. That looks fine. Okay, now this thing. Okay, these things I think I need to space them a bit more. So we put an 8 there and maybe an 8 there. So they're a bit more spaced out. Okay, let's work on this button. It looks terrible. Okay. The color of the button. Yeah, actually, how do I change the way the button works? That's a good question. Yeah, because right now, I know there is... Oh, I think it's all this transition stuff. Yeah, I'll have to go check how a button works. But for now, at least, we can make the button the different color. Just make it white. Right, and we can give the text a bit more oomph. Yeah, just like that, right? So this is... Okay, so these things do not align. Which looks bad, so let's just get rid of that. And that, I just want everything to be in alignment. Right, like that, yes. And on this side, you can see that those two align. Okay, so there's the first bit of UI for the level up. Now, we need to get to the skill points and the upgrade. So the skill points, this shouldn't be too bad. This is just gonna be... Yeah, I'm not sure why everything is growing so much. Like, why is this thing so big? Why did you grow? We just made you the size that you can be. And... interesting. Okay, so this thing is... No, why actually? Why are you so big? Okay, we'll figure that out a bit later. Okay, let's get the skill points. This doesn't need to be anything special. It just needs to be like a white block with text in it, actually. So we can just give it a radius of 20. Give it a background that's white. Right, that's already 90% there. And then all we need to do is put in a label. Right in there. And the text can be quite big. Where's my text? Hello? What the hell? Oh, there we go. Okay, so this can be like, I don't know. Let's just give it like a number. 5, for instance. So we have 5 skill points, just so we can get an idea what this is going to look like. 60 bold. Center the crap out of that. Yeah, so this thing is really too big, I think. So let's see. Okay, if we make the width 15%. 10%. Yeah, that should be enough already, right? Yeah, I think so. Okay, this label is a bit weird. Let's just... Okay, we should actually take this visual element and just make sure. Okay, that's that alignment. Yeah, just align at center. Ah. Okay, so if we just do align self, center, that is pretty much what I want. And then I can make it grow. That is not the direction in which I thought it was gonna grow, if I'm honest. It's growing in that direction because of the character stats. Ah, okay. So all the growth is lengthwise, actually. Okay, I see. Yeah, okay, that's why this needs to be 0, because otherwise it overwrites. Okay. So I made this... we can make this one grow, actually. So you can grow. You cannot. You need to be 10%, and you need to be 30%, right? And that means I need to make this one also 10%, so that it is the same size as this thing. Okay, and then obviously this text doesn't fit. So if we make the text wrap, that should do that. Which is okay. Now we can make it... Let's see if we can make it fit. So that's the width. The height is auto, but it doesn't try and fit the label. Okay, let's see if we can't make this better. Okay, I see. Okay, well, this text looks terrible, so we need to fix that. Can we take off some of the padding? That actually gave it more space, I see. Okay, so maybe what we do is we keep that, and then we make this like -10. -10. Right? Did that not help it? guess not. Something like that. We'll work with that. It's okay. Okay, now this select character upgrade, we actually need 3 buttons, right? 1, 2, 3 buttons, something like that. Okay, let's just go look. Okay, so we have 3 buttons that are a strange color. This is because of... Okay, I'm not gonna work. Oh, cheers, man. You should have a great day yourself. I will be on tomorrow if my internet doesn't go out. Might also be a bit later, though. I don't know. It's fun sleeping in over the weekend. Okay, so we have this thing colored weirdly. Now, okay, I remember now. So, I mean, this doesn't look great. Like, this is not good and beautiful UI or anything. So, this is just functional, and I think I'm just going to go for the same idea. So, just making this functional is good enough for me for now. And then we can always, figure the rest out later. The making it beautiful part, right? Alright, we can do a upgrade button. CSS and let's, or CSS style sheet, let's just call it that. Okay, and then let's just get them all in there. Okay, let's see, how do we want to make this thing look? So the first thing I think is to just go down here, give them a border. That looks nice. Then we can give them a the font should be bold. And it should be a bit bigger. Let's make it 30. Alright, something like that. And I think I want this thing to align everything. That's its aligning itself. Okay, so it stretches them out like that, but I want to do something with them like this. Is it this one? I guess so. Okay, it's justify content. Yeah, so we want to space them out, but I don't want the self to be that big, so let's just make it smaller. Okay, there we go. And so we have the buttons. Let's just change the color for the background too. These ones are a weird bluish color, right? I don't think they're that weird. No, that's a gray color. Something like that. And the text is actually white. By default. But not always. And we can do... I think they have a border because it's a button. Yeah, let's just get rid of that. Um, yeah, so something like that. Now, this obviously doesn't look amazing. We have quite a few issues. So first of all, there's quite a bit of a gap between these. So let's just see something. Okay, so each of these have a padding and margin. Okay, let's just see if I remove the margin. Let's make it 0. Okay, then we just have the padding. Yeah, so margin makes it bigger. Padding moves everything from the sides. I think, yeah, let's just make that 0 for all of them. Let's see how that looks. Alright, so everything's a bit more closely spaced. Okay, here's something not so lacquer here. Padding. I think we need padding on this side, yeah. Okay, so that looks okay. We got our buttons, our upgrades. This guy, I want him to actually stretch. But then the total size, why is it so big? Well, actually, I think I want all the containers to stretch. Theoretically. I mean, that looks terrible, but let's do that, and then we can check the overall thing. What is it doing? Okay, so we have headings. They are a specific size. Okay, so the heading is... Okay, something else got broken here. We'll align this again. But okay, so the heading is a height of 12%. So that means we have 88% for the rest divided by 4. So each of these must be 22. Not pixels, percent. Why is that so big though? With no growing. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so we just need to give this one padding on the top and bottom. No, not padding. I guess it's margin. Yeah, now at least everything kind of looks the same. Except for this gap, doesn't look the same. Why though? I guess it's because the buttons have padding. Yeah, they do. Let's see what the buttons have. Yeah, I took this off from the other button as well. Well, I know you guys have it. Let's just see. I want it to be... So it is spacing. Yeah, so it's not quite that one that I'm concerned with. It's this. Okay. So that's better. Okay, so now we have one of these. That's pretty much done, right? One of the character stats. Yeah. Okay, now let's just try and figure out why these headings are weird. Okay, so U is growing. U is 10%. And this is 30%. Okay, let's just see. So that 10% and this 10% is not the same thing because this thing has no padding, etc. Okay, so let's take out all the padding and stuff for this one. So 0, 0. Okay. This is 30, this is 30. Yeah, and the margin is one of the problems. Yeah. Yeah, margin kind of breaks everything. Because it increases the size of the thing. Yeah. Padding is fine, because it doesn't increase the size. Yeah. It just, so padding, so if you have a margin, you increase the size effectively of the visual element. If you have padding, you squeeze everything inside the visual element smaller than it itself. So you still get the border effect. Yeah, so this is fine. Now we just need to arrange these a little bit better. So let's see if... Okay, so we go here. Yeah, we can have them stretch. Stretch, align, stretch, stretch, align, stretch. Nope, just like that. Yeah, that's okay. And you know what? It would be better, I think, if select upgrade was like that instead. Skill points, select upgrade your party info. And I think your party info can be slightly larger. Skill points, select upgrade. Very nice and aligned. Your party info. Okay. So let's just take this thing and give it a border as well, or just a radius on the border. That is pretty much it, right? Okay, it's going to look a bit terrible because it's right on the end. So let's just take this thing and scooch it over. So we basically just want to add a little bit of padding. Yeah, I think the idea would be 15%-ish. Just give us that gap over there, so it's not too squished, right? And there we have it. So this is now a template, I would say. So what we can do is we can take this character stats, and we can actually create a template from it. Call it character stats. So we have more character stats than just character stats. And we can save it. And now I actually want to go inside of that and rename some of the elements inside of the character stats. Ah, okay. That is interesting. I wonder why that's happening. Okay, the rest of these visual elements can now go away. So interestingly, the character stats kind of forgot something. Okay, so the headings still have a size, I think, of 12%. This thing should have a size of 22%. Percent, please. Okay, so the character stats is the correct size. I just don't know what the hell's happening. With the rest. Oh, come on. Oh, wait a minute. Did I just do a bad thing? Let me just backpedal a bit. Wait, is this how the templates work? Apparently. Wait, did the same thing happen with these guys? Interesting. So, within character stats, it creates a character stats for some reason. That is broken. Why would this be the case? I don't understand. If I open this in context. I have no idea why it broke so spectacularly, if I'm honest. According to me, this should just be working. Like, why is everything squashed? I don't even know what I'm undoing anymore. Okay, this is pretty frustrating. Okay, so this thing needs to stretch. Its height needs to be auto. Okay. that works. And if I go back, okay, so that's now how that works. And then I go to the character stats, and this thing doesn't grow. Its height yeah, who knows? Okay, but anyway, so we want 1, 2, 3, 4 of these, right? At any given moment. Okay, so once you have a few, it looks kind of terrible again. Could we add some padding? Like a 5 to the top and bottom. So just something like that. Now the colors and stuff will change. What is happening to my buttons here? No man, this is not opening in context. Open instance in context. Yeah. So I'm just curious what the buttons are doing. Okay. No, it didn't make any changes. Let's just go back. Let's just go to this guy. And let's just give these buttons a little bit of margin top and bottom. Okay, or not. Let's just make it 0 again. Maybe I can give them a bit of padding. How is 1 pixel worth of padding making it look like that? Oh, you actually need more padding. Okay, let's give it like, I don't know, 5. Yeah, 6. Don't know if this makes any difference. No, we stretch them definitely. We ought to be aligned to the center, I guess. We make the text center. If that makes a difference, I don't know. Anything else here that's funny? Don't think so. Let's make this a 7. Okay. Let's go with it, right? This looks like something, I guess. Right, so we have our 4 characters. So each of these character stats would actually have a different name. Just so we can actually get to them. So that would be number 1. This one. Okay, then this is number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Right. Just like that. Now, let's open this thing in context again. Just save everything. This is... Why does it do this? That's not context. That's context. Okay, so we got this one open. Okay, so we got... Yeah, it kind of gave it a new thing for some reason. Anyway, doesn't matter. Okay, so we have a few things that we might need to get access to, right? So we have this button, show more character stats button. So that button has a name. This, we want to make this character name, right? Here we want to do character level. I don't know if I want to. You know what? Whatever. Nah, let's just call it the level. Character level. This is the kill count. Okay, so we can access these. So level, kill count, show more character stats button, name. We actually need this one. So this is just the character portrait. Right, because we might want to we are going to have to change that. So all of this should be editable. Okay, this is our skill point count. Okay, and then these buttons, this is upgrade button 1. Upgrade button 2, and then finally we have upgrade button 3. I made it a 4. 3. Okay, cool. I think that's everything we need to access in this. Oh, and then, yeah, wait, we actually do need to access the whole thing. So we can, okay. Let's just call this the background. Okay, and the reason we wanted that one is we changed the color for that one, right? Okay, but that should be everything then. So we got all the naming for everything. Okay, we can save this. And, okay, so each of these will have all that same stuff now, right? Yeah, because they are all templates. So if you drill down, you will find, okay, so let's just yeah, you find the character portrait, etc. So the idea is, now in code, we'll edit all of this stuff, right? So it looks good. Now in code, we need to go and find and edit each of these. Okay. You ready? I'm not ready. Okay, this is a hairy proposition, right? This takes a while. So let's maybe I'm gonna go grab me some coffee, use the restroom, come back, and then tackle this thing proper. I think so, yeah. So I'll see you guys in a minute. Also, I'm going to play an ad, and then we don't have to worry about that later. Do that, do that. Okay, I'm back. Let's get into it, shall we? It's gonna be everything fine. I'm not muted, and yeah, okay, cool. Let's get into it, right? So this is quite a thing. So this is how I like to approach it. So the first thing I do is I make a class with all the elements that I might want to reference or find. So we make a class. So this is so I can have an easy reference in a list and stuff like that, right? Class, and this is just going to be character stats, right? Okay, so each character stats will have a bunch of stuff, right? So the first thing it'll have is a public visual element. It needs a parent, right? This is the base one that we can get. Now, inside the base one, the parent, we have a ton of things. Yeah, we'll have a bunch of things. We don't need the more character stats list anymore. We're working with dictionaries because it's just easier to find stuff. Okay, so we'll have a dictionary for these as well, I think. So we do another one of these, but we call it just the character stats. So these are like the basic ones. So character stats, and we want a character stats in there. So we create two dictionaries with the player character as the selectors, and then character stats, the player name as the key, and the values one of these. Okay. So, but we get the parent, but then yes, we need a lot of stuff, right? So let's see how far we can get. But we have the visual element, which is the portrait. Okay. Then we have public. What else is a visual element? No, we have a bunch of labels, I think. Well, we have the background actually. Yeah. So let's go visual element background. Okay, and now we just have a ton of labels and buttons, I believe. Yeah. Okay, so we have a label. So we have character name label. Then we have a label, not character value, but let's just call it the level, right? And then we have a label for the kill count. And then we have a label. Label for the skill points. Right, so we can set our name, level, kill count. We can update the skill points. So those are most of the labels, if I'm not mistaken. We can have a look at this. Yeah, so the name, level, kills, skill points. Those are all labels. This is a button. So now we need 4 buttons. We have our show more stats button, and then a bunch of upgrade buttons. Right. So we have a public button, show more stats button, and then we have public button upgrade button 1, and then we have, well, button 2, button 3. So that's everything we need to grab from our character stats UI stuff, right? So, how we do that? Okay, so we need to create our dictionary. So we'll go and say, well, yeah, no, I have that. So we make a character stats dictionary. We do a new, dictionary. like that. So we've created it. Now, we can, okay, so we go through for each character in Player Manager insert get player party members. Yeah, so we just ride on this loop, right? Because we already looping through all of our characters. So let's see what we do. Player Manager, select character. So we get the character name, which is good because that's what we use for both. So then what we can do here is character stats dictionary. Why is it that you can't understand what I need? Character stats dictionary, we need the character name in here. So we just create a new character stats. So yeah, so now for each yeah, okay, and then this is just an easy reference. So we get more character stats, we create the class inside with that key. And then we can do character stats here, character stats, and we can just get it from the dictionary, right? So we get both from the dictionary, and now we can, yeah, we can figure it out. So this is just, so this is creating more character stats. Okay, and then we want one to create character stats. Yeah. So first we want a string element. Yeah, okay. So this is now a different element name. So let's see. So this is the, well, we can just call it the character stats element. So this is string dot format. Okay, and what we want is, I think it's just character stats. Right, 0, and we substitute I in here again. Right? Yes. Okay, character stats 0 I. Yeah, I think that is what it is named. So if we just go look at this, yeah, so it's character stats 1, 2, 3, 4. So we want to grab one of them. Okay, so that is the element name, so that's correct. And now it's compiling. I didn't even do anything. Okay. Cool. I think I pressed save. Okay, so we get the element name. So the first thing we want is the character stats dot parent. Okay. And this is equal to, yeah, we have to go to root.q visual element, character stats element. So we get the parent, which we need. Okay, and now we can actually go through and find each of the elements. So we need character stats dot, yes, we need every single one of these things now. Portrait background, character name, we need to find all of these elements so that we can have references to them saved and that we can edit them whenever we want to. It's quite a bit, there's a few more things, right? Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do a snipping tool quickly. I'm going to drag this over there and just put it on the side so I can confine it a little bit. Or I can remember all the things I need to find. Okay, so we need the portrait. Okay, so the portrait would be equal to parent, Q, label, right? So no, it won't be a label. This would be a visual element in this case. Hey, Princess Ashley 99. How's it going? I hope you are doing well. Okay, so what the hell did I call this thing? I think I called it might be character portrait, right? Well, I have to figure out all the names. Okay, we'll go through the names later. Okay, then we need the background. Going okay so far. Well, that's good. I am doing well, thank you. I am doing well. I'm just busy with some UI, unfortunately. You know, one of those things. Oh my greatness. Can I just click the right buttons here? Okay, so that's our two visual elements. Now we have a bunch of labels that we need to get. So character stats dot okay. Character name, level, kill count, and skill points. Okay, character name. Okay, we need a label in this case. I don't think it will be name. I don't know what it is. I'll have to go check. Tell me about you. What do you want to know? You want to know what I'm working on? I am working on a survival roguelike game where you play as a bird, or you actually play as a bunch of birds. So you guys gotta make a little team, and then you you fight for your home. So the story is a bunch of reptiles and lizards. Well, same thing, right? Basically invaded your home. It was a massive tree. It's like a magical tree, and then you lost your ability to fly, and many years have passed, and the birds finally decided, look, we need to make a plan. Let's go and take back our home. So you have like this little party of hero birds that go and fight to reclaim the home. Now, unfortunately, since I'm knee-deep in my rebuilding of the UI, the game is quite broken at the moment. I think the best thing I might be able to do is just show you like the characters. There we go. This is what we have so far. So it's not a ton of birds yet. I hope to have many characters. But yeah, we have the chicken knight, the robin ranger, the owl wizard, and the duck ninja. We'll get more. The game's functional. I just need to get like the UI working so that people can actually play the game and give me some feedback. So I want to get the demo out. But the UI is a massive mountain that you have to climb. Getting all these menus and things working. What you can do now, because of the whole team dynamic, is every character has a special bonus that they give to the whole team, right? And you can create a team, but you can imagine that you can now just try different character combinations to maybe get a better team, right? To go and save the day. You can even do stuff like just play with a bunch of ducks, right? You can have 4 ninjas on your team and then go fight to see if you can liberate your home. Yeah, but I mean, it's pretty nice so far. It's obviously low poly, top down type game, so it's not 2D, which is kind of nice. Yeah, and this is just my attempt at making some levels. There's not always... Okay, these totems are like magical totems that the lizards built to try and weaken or buff themselves. So it'll buff them and it will weaken you. So you can destroy them to get item drops or something like that, and it also removes the buff or debuff, right? And then we have a level of... Okay, this is just like a test level, so it looks like crap. This is another small level, just like the first level, right? So you don't fight too many enemies here. This is a big totem. So the idea is you need to go through the big tree. It's like a tree / tower, right? And it's magical in nature, whatever. And what the lizards did is they made these totems to basically sap magical power from the tree, which gives them a bunch of, abilities. One of the abilities is they can just duplicate themselves infinitely, and that's why this is a survival game. But you want to destroy these totems, right? That's the idea. Now, they will run out of magic themselves, and that's how I kind of make the mechanic for, there's a timer. But eventually they will... You can also hit them to further sap the magic. I think I can actually show you... Where are my enemies? So I have a few of them standing around here. So this is the crocodile. He doesn't have his weapon out. But he's the boss, right? So the last level you fight him. He's quite big in comparison to the other characters. Oh, thanks, man. How old am I? Very old. Like early 30s. Now I'm like 32. I've been at life for a while. But yeah, this is a crocodile. And we don't have a ton of enemies yet. Because again, it takes a while to make these things. Okay, here we have the little lizard. He's like the little... It's super old, eh? I'm ancient. Not quite. Not quite, but to some people, that sounds ancient. I was born in the 90s. It feels like so long ago. I look 35. I take that as a... I should take offense, shouldn't I? Yeah, you're saying I look older than I am. Huh. Yeah, it's fine, though. Who cares? It's just a number. But anyway, this is the small lizard. Yeah, he's like the basic enemy that you fight all the time. Then you get a bit of a stronger enemy, the frog. So the frog, what he does is he just chucks bombs at you, right? So you just get thrown with bombs. And then we have this big guy over here. He's a Komodo dragon, supposedly. What he does, he kind of just tackles you, right? So he'll run around, he'll see you, and he'll come and like jump into your face. But he's quite a powerful enemy, so you don't get a lot of him. You also don't get too many frogs because they get a bit insane with the bombs. And then these guys are our mainstay, right? Yeah, and there's so much stuff to do still. It's like I'm not even close to getting this game done. Well, my bigger vision for the game, right, is to do many different enemies, many different characters, a lot of levels, all this stuff. But that's content, and building content takes a while. And currently, I need to build systems and functionality first. Right, the game just has to work. If that happens, we can think about more content, right? Because like the menus don't even work. Once the menu works, well, we can go from there, right? Okay, well, let's see. Okay, so we have skill points here. Now we need a bunch of buttons. So we go character stats dot, and this is the show more character stats button. Okay, so we get a button. We'll just do this for now, and then we can do character stats. What's happening here? Okay, now we just need the upgrade buttons 1, 2, and 3. I think I know what these names are. It's just upgrade button 1. 1, 2, and 3. So we just do 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. I think that's everything. So then we should have, for each character, all of the UI elements connected. Theoretically. Thanks, man. Thank you. I appreciate the kind words. It's been a lot of job, right? This takes a while. Are you also into game dev? Okay, let's see. So the portrait and all the stuff. Let's go see what I named this. I think I named it pretty straightforwardly, right? But yeah, who knows? Okay, so we're in here. So okay, we have character stats. Character stats background. You just play the games. Well, that's where you start. I also used to just play them until one day. Okay, so we have a character stats background. So let's just start with that one. I can't click in this, so I need to open this in context, save. Yeah. Then I can click through it. So we have, okay. Ah, man. Character stat background. So we're just gonna do some copy pasting here. So the background is just called character stats background. Okay, then from there we need, whoopsie, what did I just click? Oh no. Go away. Okay, so we have the character stats background. I think that's just called portrait. Oh no, man, please don't compile every time. Character portrait, okay. So we go character portrait. For the portrait. Okay, then we have character name. I think I did do that one though. Nope, did not. Okay, I think I can guess what these are. Level, kill count, skill points. Right, because I mean I made them like 10 minutes ago. Show more character stats button. Okay, that's quite a long one. But yeah, I think most of these are correct. Character name, so this is just called level, kill count, skill point count. Okay, that's wrong then. Skill point count. And then our buttons are just upgrade button 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, that's fine. What do I like doing? Sleeping. That's kind of sad though. Like, I work a lot, so when I don't work, I try to sleep. I play a game here and there. Like, my life is super boring right now. You know, you work like, I work on average, I think 12 hours a day. And even over the weekends, I work somewhere around 4 to 5 hours each day. So then I just, I sleep the other times. Do I like being a dad? How do you know I'm a dad? Is it written on my face? Okay. And just see. So we get the name, and then we get all the stuff inside of it. Okay, so this is now set up. Okay, this is just a dumb button that I have in here for now. We should connect each one of these buttons, shouldn't we? Oh, damn. Huh. I wonder if I can set them up inside of this. Oopsie. So I'm not sure if this is going to work. So what if I do the following? So for instance, what if I do character stats, right? Dot show more character button. Dot clicked plus equals. We'll just do this stuff and a little arrow like that. Okay. So technically, what I want to do when you click the show more character stats, right? I want to do. So this one, I need to connect it to the show more character stats UI, and I need to give it the character data. Okay. So I have, what do I have currently? Character in, so I have the game object. So what I could do is I could do character. Surely I don't have character data exposed here, do I? I have the character name, which is get from the character data, but I don't actually have the character. The other thing. Yeah, no, I don't. So character dot get component of type character data. Right? Something like that. You wouldn't know how to do this. Well, I mean, it's a matter of learning. You can figure it out, I'm sure. Okay. So this then works with the clicking of that button. Now the upgrade buttons, however, it's like, how the hell do I even connect them? And what do I connect them to? I guess I connect them to these. The only problem is I need to separate these now per character. Oh my greatness. Okay, this is gonna get hairy real quick. Yes, this is gonna get hairy real quick. Jeez. Oh no. How the hell? How am I gonna do this? I'm gonna have to think about this a good while. Okay, so showing the character stats shouldn't be that hard, right? So I connect the button to a specific, to the show character stats UI, and I always tell it to insert that. So every time I click that button, it's already going to know to run this function. Like it's set up to do that, right? However, the upgrade buttons are weird because they can change a lot, right? Because we randomize the upgrade buttons, and then we need to make sure that each upgrade button understands who it is working for. Yeah, so connecting the upgrade buttons is not that straightforward. Yeah, I also want to change the... Oh, jeez. Ah, this is rough. This is going to be rough. I can already tell this is going to be rough. Okay, we can figure it out. Let's see if what I have done actually does anything, right? So theoretically, this should be working as far as I'm aware. So each of these buttons, the show more character stats button, should be working, right? And oh wait, I didn't actually create. Yeah, so normally I have this create more character stats UI, which just actually updates the data. So I've just created the class and connected it to the UI. I haven't actually... Oh wait, I can do this then down there as well. So what I need is a function similar to this one where I can create... Yeah. So let's do that. So let's do public void, create character stats UI. Okay, so what did we normally put in here? Okay, so apparently we put in the character itself. Now we could do it that way. Yeah, why not? Let's do it that way. So we chuck in, we chuck in the character. Now we need a couple of things from the character. We need data, scriptable object, I guess. Then the stat manager. We actually just need all the same stuff, I think. Right, maybe not the inventory, but let's just get everything. Let's just get all the same stuff, right? So we got all the same stuff. Now we need to update this thing. So we can now access our character. What is this thing called? The character stats dictionary. And we can access it with our character name. So character data dot character name, right? So then we can get the correct thing, and we can basically do things like, okay, cool, let's get the character name dot text, and let's update it exactly how we would for this one, right? So that is the same thing essentially. Okay, now this is not required at the moment. What else do we need to put in there? We need to create we need to get the portrait, actually. So we can go yeah, this is not entirely sure how I want to go about this. This is a bit tricky. So okay, so we can update the character name. We can do things like dot background. Okay, so the background is a visual element. How do we change the color? Who knows? Right, who knows? Let's see. So our background is a... Oh, come on. Don't compile. I haven't saved anything. Ah, my greatness. Oh, it's called character stats background. Okay, but that's fine. So let's see. How can we access? How do we change? Oh, it must be style. I think it's, I just want to make sure that background is in fact the right thing. Yeah, I just call it background. I need to change the style if I'm not mistaken, right? So style dot background color equals, there we go. Now we can go the character SO dot character color. Right, so we set up the color and we set up the name and the color, the kill counts, the level, all that stuff. We can just let's change the portrait at least. So character stats dictionary. You know, it's exactly the same thing. So let's just copy that. So dot portrait dot style dot image background image equals character SO portrait. So that doesn't work. Why? Cannot implicitly. Okay. So background image dots image dot sprite. Okay, so the style background image, maybe that is not what we do. Okay, so let's drill down. So it's this guy. So it's the background image. That's interesting. So background image to paint in the elements box. Okay, background. I wonder how this works now, because it doesn't want me to... Yeah, so this type... Yeah, okay, get set. That doesn't really help me. Okay, Google, here we come. How to change visual element background image in Unity. C#, right? Because let's have a look. Background image and position of visual element. You will only... Okay. So, image, layer 0, whatever. Okay, let's see. What is actually... This seems like way too much. Okay. Is a style background, but there's implicit conversion from both textures and sprite to style background. There is implicit conversion. Then why does it not? It clearly says there isn't. Cannot implicitly from to a sprite. Maybe it's the Unity engine.sprite. Maybe it needs to be okay. Let's try that. So let's go into our thingy. Where the hell is this character? SO script base. Characters. Enemies. Are you learning? Well, that's amazing. How did you manage to learn watching me code? I feel like I'm confused, so you must be confused as well. Okay, I think I found it. So let's see. The portrait is right here, right? So if I do UI, I should do UI elements instead, so everything is of the same type. So this sprite is Unity engine.sprite. What if I do UI UI elements dot sprite? Okay, so is the sprite always... How do I make a UI element sprite? Doesn't seem like I can. Right? Now. So this is just a sprite. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate, because then that means I can't set this to work. Cannot you? Okay, let's see. Okay, no, I don't need that. I need... Can I not copy this? Can I copy it from here? Copy. Paste. I don't do this on a Friday night, no. It is a Saturday morning for me right now. It is 6 a.m. on a Saturday. This isn't early. I normally wake up at 2:30. I start streaming at 3 a.m. So today I actually slept in. Okay, I don't know what that does. That doesn't do anything for me. That's kind of annoying. It's an annoying problem. Where is my wife? How do you know I have a wife? My wife is in bed. She's asleep. My kids are asleep. Everybody is sleeping. And I'm up working. Or, well... Yeah, no, man. I also have a bunch of... I think... I mean, if you just go back into the VODs, you'll know I have a wife and a kid. Yeah. They are sleeping like normal people do on a Saturday morning. I think my son might be awake already, right? He's a toddler. And toddlers... they don't really sleep at 6 a.m. They like being awake. Sometimes he does. Sometimes he surprises you and he sleeps till 6:30. But most days, you just kind of have to get up at 6, I guess. But it's not a problem for me, obviously. Okay. This is annoying. So how the hell am I going to change this? Because... I can't convert this. And I also... Whoopsie. Come on. Okay. Unity is fighting me. Let's see. Like, I would like to have this work. You would be annoyed at me getting up early. I have one kid right now and another on the way. The other one is coming in November. I should be able to change this. Is there another type of element that I need to use? I'm sure people are able to do this, right? So why is this so hard? Unless you really are not able to do this, and there's some funny workaround. I just want to put a picture of my character. Damn it, man. I mean, I have a sprite. Okay. And this is just the placeholder, right? Texture type. Maybe I can change it here. No, it really is just a sprite. I mean, that is what it is. And the weird part is, like, I can put it in here, but I can't access this. Which I don't understand at all. That makes no sense. Everything still works and you get older. Well, I wouldn't go that far. A lot of things stop working as you get older. Definitely not everything. Unfortunately, I think the first thing that shows its age is your lower back. Unless you were able to, be good in the gym and all that nice stuff. Okay, if I make it a texture, it just doesn't work, right? Okay, so let's just undo that. That just breaks everything. Select a background image to paint. Look, I don't want... Is there another type of image that I can put in here that's not a background image? Crying out loud. Attributes. Yeah. Style sheet. Not really. I wonder actually if I can open up the code. Maybe I can. Let's preview the code. Let's see. Wow. That is some HTML looking. Okay, so here we have. Oh, maybe we can do this. Oh, my word. This is insane. Okay, wait. Let's see. Yeah, if I can give it this. I wonder if I can give it a path instead. Wait, I think I saw something like that. Let's see. I saw one of the things said to do that. Background image, resources load, texture 2D. Path to whatever I want to load. Ah, that's annoying. Must I stand up to see? I'm not fit. I'll just sit here, it's fine. Okay, so we could maybe do that. Let's try that. So let's try a resources load type of type of deal. So yeah, no, close this nonsense. I don't want to look at that. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, so if we do resources dot load, now we need the path to the resource in a string. This is annoying because do I need to set this now for each character portrait? Probably. You know. That's kind of annoying. Oh no, wait, we need to do resource dot load. And we need to put a type here. Oh, okay. So we need to put a type. Oh, come on. Texture 2D, apparently. That's fine. Okay. So we need to find a way to get that. Can we do it in our character data or scriptable object? I think so. Let's go to our scriptable object again. And let's save a string here. So we can make it a public string. Character portrait path. Alright, something like that. Now, I don't know how the hell this is going to work. Let's see. You want to see how tall I look? Nah, you're not going to be able to see how tall I am. I just tell you how tall I am. I am 1.83 meters or 183 centimeters. I don't know if that means anything to you, because I know some people are from some funny places where they don't use the metric system. Okay. Let's see. Where is my scriptable objects? Characters. So night stats. Okay. So this is the character portrait path. Okay, let's just lock that, because it's gonna go away. Okay, where the hell was this? Inside portraits. So how can I just copy path? Copy path. Paste. Assets. Let's see, assets. Portrait, chicken eye portrait.png. Okay. That seems pretty painless. That does seem pretty painless. I'll just do that. So, Ninja. Okay, portrait path. So we copy path. And paste the path. We go back to our scriptable objects, get the ranger. Yeah, this kind of setup is something, it's a bit annoying, but I'll have to do it. Only once per character, and then it works forever. Unless I change the... Whoa, no, that's bad. Not there. There. In feet. Okay, let's do this. Centimeter to feet. So, apparently, according to this thing, 183 is... that's basically exactly 6 feet. Interesting. I am 6 feet tall. Whatever a feet is. I'm 2 yards tall, apparently. I'm 0.001 miles. 72 inches. And then the rest are all metric. But now you know what length I am in each of the non-metric units. Nautical mile. Why is a nautical mile different from a... who knows? Huge? No. I'm not that big. Have you been to South Africa? Or to the Netherlands, for that matter? Like, I think if you go like average height for men, oh, what the hell? Oh, okay. Apparently, I am exactly average for a man in the Netherlands. Precisely, almost. 182.5. That's interesting. I wonder What's it in South Africa? Oh, okay. Never mind. Okay, white men in South Africa are a little bit taller. Average 175. That's not that tall. It's a shorty. Well, in South Africa, the average black guy is shorter than the average white guy. I think it depends on where they came from in Africa. Like, I know there's a big difference between Eastern and Western African, and then, you know, Southern African. It's also quite a bit different. I know some of the West African countries have massive people. I don't know. You're curious about weird things. I have no idea. I'm also not really interested in knowing. Okay. Let's continue. I think I only need to do one more. The wizard, right? Yeah. The wizard. Let's just do the wizard. Okay, let's get your portrait. Get the wizard portrait. Copy the wizard portrait. Path. Paste the wizard portrait path. There we go. Okay, so now what we could do, I guess, with all of that, is simply... Where the hell am I? I'm not in the right place. I need to be here. Yeah, so then this texture I want to load, I want to actually just load the character so dot portrait character portrait path, which is a string. You googled it. 20 centimeters. That sounds like overestimated. I actually don't know. What? How did they collect that data? That's actually like, if most people wouldn't tell you that type of information willingly, right? So I would guess that any sensors where they attempt to collect that type of data would be wrong. Plain and simple. Okay, so what we can do here now is just say create character stats UI, and I just give it the character, right? So that we can create... Oh no. Oh, you can just control D to duplicate. Okay. That's interesting. So we'll just run this, and we should see at least the text. So the name, the color, and the image update for each character. I hope. And then we can figure out the rest of this stuff. How much do you think they paid them? Because if you think about it, nah. It's like your height is a standard like checkup that you can just do. Right, whenever you go to the doctor, they could easily just measure your height like as part of a physical. Okay. I'll just leave it at that for now, and I want to test this. So let's get it to compile, and let's run it. See what it does. Might just break, but I really hope this works, because damn. This took a while. Yeah, we'll just ignore these. Clear. Okay, game. Ooh, this is terrible. Okay, let's run it. Yeah, okay, my UI is all over one another. Interesting. Okay, so the colors are a bit weird, I guess. Okay, the first one doesn't work. The rest did work. I wonder why. So the Owl Wizard, Robin Ranger. Yes, like, look at that. Chicken Knight. What is happening with the first one, though? That seems like the basic one. Interesting. Maybe I need to do something here. Maybe it's because I have it open. I actually don't know. So we have 4. That's interesting. Why did it give me... Okay, let's just try and close everything and save it. That might be my bad. Then we can go check on the UI. Do I need to test characters? I don't think I do anymore. Where's the test character still used? I don't think I run any of this anymore. Okay, let's just try again. Let's just try again. Play. See if this UI... how broken it is. Argument cannot be null. Okay, so it fails for one of the characters. So something is broken. Oh my greatness. Something breaks here for one of them. I see the portraits also don't load. It loads the names fine, but not the portraits. Huh. Okay, let's go think about that. So we get the parents. I mean, this should be fine, right? So, oh my greatness, I see the problem already. What did I just do? Oh no! Redo. Oh, that's just an enter. I see the problem. It's this guy. That needs to be at the end of this loop. I incremented it before I got to the end, which is a problem. Okay, so now I should create the stats. The only problem is this. It seems like... Where do I do this? No. No. Create more character stats UI. No. This one doesn't get the actual portraits for some reason. Let's do a debug here. Debug.log. And let's just ask it for this. Right, not whatever it tried to do there. Just something like that, right? What am I mixed with? What do you mean? What do you mean, what am I mixed with? Mixed how? Okay, so we should at least get the character, the portrait part, and see if that works. This might not work. What if I make this a sprite instead? Is that fine? No. Okay, so that doesn't work. This guy said something else. Oh, you mean mixed like that? Who knows? Probably not Asian, though. That would be very strange. If I had to guess, it's basically a bunch of Dutch and French. There shouldn't be any Asian I can think of. What features do you think look like Asian to you? Puerto Rican. Eh. That's cool. My eyes and nose? I don't know about that. These are some pretty Gaulish eyes and noses, if you know what I mean. Quite French. I have a massive head. Not just my face. Okay, let's... come on. Don't do that. Let's let this thing compile and let's run it again. Okay, I think I found the one bug already, which is good. Okay, let's just clear that so that we can see what's happening. There we go. So we get all of them with their correct names and all that. Just the images are not working, which is unfortunate. Yeah, like it does have the path. Huh. And if I click more character stats, yeah, we do see it. That's great. That's quite a nice bit of progress. It's just very unfortunate that I can't see the portraits. Like, and it gets the portraits, and then it gets a bunch of issues. Null reference exception error. Why there? That doesn't make any sense. Why would you have an exception error there on start? Don't know what that means. Okay, that's just the manager. That's just some other stuff. That's just one of the totems that broke. I don't know what causes that error. Oh, wait, I do. It's that guy at the back there. If we just take him out, that'll be fine. Yeah, it's this one. Yeah, it's trying to run. Yeah, it doesn't work. Okay. So we can see their stats, we just can't see their portraits. which is sad. I would have preferred if I could see the portraits. So I wonder what that is. What's the problem there? Maybe if I... Okay, let's try that. So what if we make these portraits texture 2D instead? I don't actually see that that is a thing. Yeah, it's just a sprite. Texture type, texture shape, sprite mode. Yeah, no, this is pretty straightforward. I don't understand. Let's see if I just make it a default texture. Maybe that's what I need, just default textures, so not a sprite. I don't know. I guess the path will be the same, right? We can copy the path and just go paste it again, and then we can try and see if the knight works. Paste path, right? No, yeah, no, it is the same path. Okay, let's... So that just with that, let's try it again. See if it's good. No. Still nothing. A bunch of emptiness. Good job. You reckon? Yeah, good job. It didn't work. What the hell? Yeah, you see, there's not one of those funny things. Okay, so the background image, we want to load a texture 2D. But it doesn't wanna. It just doesn't wanna. What if we just did... Okay, so let's... Let's try this. Equals character SO dot surely this is not what it's meant to do, right? Yeah, I thought so. Do 30 push-ups. No, it's fine. It's okay. I forgive myself. Okay, so let's see. So this is a sprite. I wonder what will happen if I just make it that thing. It probably won't work though. There's another way of that I can think about trying this. Yeah, I have another plan. But before I do that, I'm going to take a quick break, go use the restroom, all that good stuff. Then I'll come back refreshed, ready to fight this. So let me just give you something to look at while I'm gone. Be right back. I have returned. There we go. Let's keep going. Let's see what can we accomplish. So I have an idea, and that is potentially making a bunch of these background images. Where am I going with this? So what if I took the portrait, that little block over there? So I'm just thinking, opening context. So if I took this little character portrait block, right, and I make it a template. So if I do create template, and I call it character portrait, okay, I can save it as a character portrait template. So there we go. It's a bit annoying, I guess, somehow. This thing's now a character portrait. Okay, let's see. Let's try something. So here's my idea. What if I have simply a bunch of these templates? So let's go to our assets, our UI. So we can make character portrait templates, right? I guess. So we can essentially duplicate this thing. Something like that, and we can rename. We could just call this the chicken portrait, for instance, and then we can make a owl portrait, and then we can make a save, it's fine. Oh, I see. No, I don't want to open you. Go back. Oh, come on. Okay, rename. This could be the Robin portrait. And then finally, rename duck. Okay, and I can even do something like make a folder here. Hello? Not in the scripts. Where the hell am I? In UI, I can create a folder. Just call it the portrait folder. Okay, let me go in here. Well, actually, no. Let's get our duck, chicken portraits. Stick them in there. Then we need the owl and the robin portraits and stick them. Okay, so now we got all our portraits open. Chicken portrait, duck, owl, robin. Okay, chicken portrait, perfect, right? Already working. Duck portrait. So let's change it to the duck. Okay. I guess it doesn't really matter. So there's the duck. And then we do the owl portrait. So much stuff. Okay, then we do the Robin. Yeah, save. Robin. Whoops. Robin. Okay, these portraits are terrible, but it's fine. This is gonna work. I hope. I really hope it works. Yeah, we could change this back to a sprite, I guess. Doesn't really make a difference. Right. Apply. Single. There. Okay, so now we got a bunch of portraits, which are essentially UI elements, right? Okay, so they are now part of the UI. Now, if we go from there to our... Okay, so let's see, our character level up stuff. Okay, we actually just want this thing. So now we can do... okay, wait, let's open you in context again. Okay, so inside of this, we have our character portrait. Let's do the character portrait holder, and then we just substitute. Yeah. Let's do the portrait holder. Right, so we have a portrait holder. And then we can sub in that thing over there. I think. Yeah, I do think that is the way it works. Okay, we'll figure this out. You'll see now. Okay, so if we go to our scripts, character scriptable objects, I think is the way. So what we can do here, I think I just want a visual element of type and call it the character portrait. Right? We don't want the path, that's pointless. So if we do this, and we go into our scriptable objects, characters, knight, feel like something is broken here. This thing didn't compile. Okay, yeah, there's still some script. Yeah, okay. This thing is not happy, and this thing is now not happy. We'll come back to you later. Let's just compile so I can change it. Oh. Yeah, that's not needed anyway, so let's just do that. Okay, no issues. So now we can go get the scriptable object and then... Oh, interesting. Is this not... Uh-huh. Is this not serializable? This is such a pain. I'm trying to figure this out. Okay, so Okay, maybe we add. So what if we do? Okay, so let's try something different here. So instead of having the character portrait, we have the portrait or holder, right? So we have the portrait holder instead. And that's okay. So then we can do over here somewhere. I don't know. I missed it. Okay. So our portrait, we can just do a dot add, right? Okay, so we need to add the visual element. Now, where do we get this visual element? So what I would like to do is just do character so dot character portrait, right? Because it is a visual element, but it's not connected. Yeah, we can't. Can I give it a path to a visual element? So that I can save a string. Alright, so how to add visual element child using path. Hey, Mr. Human Limits. How are you doing? Yes, like it. Haven't seen you in a week. Or something. I don't know. Might have been a week. I might also be exaggerating. But anyway, how are you? It's good to see you, man. Are you good? Oh, that's nice. Do you realize you've been saying game a lot? You haven't been saying anything in like a week. Nah, man. Okay, so let's see. Are you goofing around a bit? Well, that's okay. Like I think if you're still learning, goofing around I think is a good idea. Like as long as it keeps your interest, right? Do I play Minecraft? No. I don't. I have a strange relationship with open world survival games. I tend to stay away because I'm afraid if I get into it too much, I might overdo it, if that makes sense. I don't know how to say it otherwise. I'm afraid that I might just accidentally spend, way too much time playing Minecraft and not doing anything else. So what if we do this? I see this is interesting. Get component from the character visual element. So does that mean I could theoretically Click on a character, for instance. So the knight. I'm just trying some new things here. Could I add a component of type visual element to the knight directly? That would solve my problem. So, visual element. No, you really can't. So let's see, UI toolkit. I can add a UI document. What did that do? Now we just use our panel settings source asset. So if I do that, would I be able to get the portrait for the chicken? That could work, although this is quite a workaround. And if I did that, then I might as well just have this whole thing for the chicken. That's kind of dumb. But anyway, let's see if I... I don't like this. Like if I do this, I could just add the whole thing, this whole piece of UI, stick it straight to my character. Okay, let's see what this does. So I have it now inside of my knight, right? So my knight, theoretically, I can do this now and just say character.getComponent UI document. Okay, wait, we need to do a few more things. So UI document dot root visual elements. I think that's actually just all we need, right? Root a visual element. So then this is now technically my portrait. And if I add the portrait, I mean, am I a fan of this? Not really, no. But if it works, I guess I'm okay with it. So let's do that. You know what we should do then? We should actually do that for all the we should do that for the base character, I think. Yeah, let's go in here. So we should Okay, so now my base character should have... Okay, so they all should have the chicken portrait by default, which is not exactly what I want, but at least it'll work, and we can play and we can see. If I just get a bunch of chicken portraits, oh please, just work. Please work, UI. Yes! It works. It looks terrible, but it works. Take that. Okay, I'm very happy that that works. Now I just need to figure out how to get it to, center itself nicely and look like that instead, right? Oh, but this is such a breakthrough. Okay. So is that a portrait holder problem? Or is it a... I don't think the portrait holder centers everything, right? I think the portrait holder is okay. I think in the character portrait... Okay, let's... Open in isolation. So I think this might be the problem. So it kind of... Yeah, that doesn't make a difference. Yeah, I don't know if any of this is going to make a difference, to be honest. Yeah, generating things like this is a bit difficult because I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, so we get a character portrait and it kind of just does its own thing. So they should each have a portrait holder. Huh. How did that actually happen? That, like, the more I think about it, the less sense it makes. It just should put it in there. It doesn't really matter. Okay, maybe we just tell it to align items, justify, align self. So that's the portrait holder itself. We have... Yeah, what I don't like about this is I can't inspect anything during or while running the game, if that makes sense. So let's just see. Go, run. Damn you, run. Yeah, so okay, so it clearly aligns it to the top. Which I'm not quite sure why it would do that. Since... Right, each of these have... Yeah, the big problem is you can't see this in a hierarchy or anything like that. So it's difficult to debug or just to see which property is it that needs to be moved around a little bit, right? But at least it's working. So that's something. We're getting somewhere. Now what I think is it's probably got something to do. So we can try UI... no, that's the scripts. So let's just open like the chicken portrait. Not like that. In the UI builder. Hello? What happened to my UI builder? Clear. Okay, what the hell is happening? Did my UI builder just break? Okay, let's just save. Ah, okay. Apparently that helped. Okay, so let's just take this guy, for instance, and give it like, you know, some... Yeah, if you just give it like a 5 pixel padding all around. We do the same here. Not a padding, a margin. No. Okay, then we can go into each character. So, okay, so the Chicken Knight's sorted, right? The Ranger, however, should get... not that one. It should get the Robin portrait. Okay, and then the Wizard should get the Owl portrait. And then finally, the Ninja should get the Duck portrait. Okay. Let's give it a good old play. See it happening. Look at that. It's working. It's a bit shit. This thing still kind of does something dumb there, which I don't understand. Like, what is it doing? Okay, and the stat works. Very cool. Okay, yeah, and then technically the canvas would be switched off, right? So this won't be there. It's just going to be looking like this, sort of. Okay, now we just need to fix the buttons. We need to connect all these buttons. I think I can fix this a little bit more. Yeah. Yeah, so what if we just didn't have... So if I think about this, it would make sense to have the... Where the hell is this? Not size, spacing. To just put the 5 pixels at the top and not here. Right, I think that is... That is what we should do. I mean, this is kind of annoying. I don't think I should do it like this, to be honest with you. Maybe I could just do... portrait. Portrait. Yeah. Okay, so now they just get their USS straight from this. Can I just do this?
Okay, let's give it a go. Let's see if this looks better. I mean, if it does, I'm just going to leave it. That I'm happy. Yeah, I mean, that's good enough for me for now. I can work with that. And now I just need all these buttons to start working. Fantastic. We're getting somewhere. This is taking forever, by the way. This is quite a lot of work, it turns out. Okay, but slowly but surely we are gonna make it. Okay. So connecting the buttons and the skill points and the levels and all this data. It's actually not that. Okay, well, I have no idea how to do the buttons, but at least the data is not that bad. The buttons are still going to be interesting. I need to go think about that quite a bit more. But I think I'm going to end it there. It's a 3-hour stream. It's not amazing, but I don't feel very good. I have a massive headache, so I think I'm going to stop it there. Not going to push myself too much. If I feel better later, I can come and play with the UI some more. But for now, I'm just going to call it. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I will see you. Oh no, what did I just do? I'm trying to do something with my YouTube, but I'm breaking it. I will see you guys in the next one, right? Tomorrow I should be back. I should be continuing building up this nonsense, right? So have a good rest of your day, rest of your evening, rest of your weekend. If I don't see you tomorrow, if I do, I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers, guys.